Okay, we are going to dive into Marley's training and how we can stay consistent at home. We want to make it very clear what our boundaries are with Marley, especially when we have little ones running around. That way she doesn't get too rambunctious with the kiddos. So we are going to reward behaviors we like and correct or punish behaviors we don't like or that are inappropriate. So it is a nice balance between you're going to get rewarded if you do the right thing and you're going to get corrected if you do the incorrect thing or the wrong behavior. So we are going to use the remote collar to help us stay consistent on and off leash, and then we have the prong collar for walks, and for the first couple of days that she's home I recommend you have a leash on her in the house. So let's start by going over the remote collar. The collar itself has a little red dot right here. That is the key to turn on the collar. The matching key for that is on the remote. So if we look to the side right here, front to the side, we see a matching red dot. We're going to touch these two together. They're magnetic keys. So when we touch them together, you'll see a green light. That green light means the collar is on, charged, and ready to go. It'll flash green every few seconds to let you know that it is still on and charged. To turn the collar off at the end of the day, we will touch them together again and turn the collar off. Once you turn the collar on and put it on Marley, it can stay on all day. It'll last about 2 days on a charge. Next we have the remote. So if we look at the back side of the remote, the button right here, it's the on-off button. We are going to push and hold that until the screen lights up and we see a number 25. So we have to push and hold that to turn the remote on, and to turn the remote off, we push and hold the same button to shut it off. So now let's talk about the features. So to correct Marley for not listening to our commands, we are going to use the black S button here. And what we're going to do is we're going to mark the behavior with a verbal no. So, for example, let's say we're practicing her place command where she goes and stays on her cot. This is great to practice when you have guests over or the kids are running around and you want Marley nice and calm. So we have the remote on our person and Marley's wearing her collar. It's turned on, ready to go. If Marley gets off the bed, you would say no, correct, and then tell her place. So I can feel that it's uncomfortable, but it's not painful in any way. Again, no, place. That's what you're going to do. That's the pattern you're going to do for all of her commands. So if you take her on a walk and she tries to pull ahead, no, heel. If you tell her lay down and she doesn't, no, down. Or if she doesn't listen to any commands, come, sit, leave it, whatever you're practicing. Or if she jumps up on you, no, and that's it. You can tell her sit, and then you can give her a treat so she understands, oh, when I greet people I need to sit, and then I get positive reinforcement. So that is the primary button you're going to use, the black S button. It is at level 25 out of 100, which is about average. Next we have the red button. This is for emergencies only. This is going to boost her level plus 25. I have not needed this for Marley, but you have it in case of emergencies. For example, let's say she bolts out of the door, you call her to come to you, but she's too amped up, she's not listening, level 25 is not working. If we press the red S button, it will boost to level 50. Again, haven't used this, but you have it for emergencies. On the remote, we have the T button over here. That stands for vibrate. So you can hear the collar vibrating. I don't use this a ton. I do use it every now and then as a warning. Let's say she's being really good and she's just messing up a little bit, like, hey, remember your commands, as a little warning, but you don't want to use it too often because then it's like counting to 3 and she's not going to respect your commands as quickly or as consistently. Next, we have the flashlight feature. So the on-off button on the back, if you tap it instead of holding it, it'll activate the flashlight. If you tap it a second time, it's a solid flashlight. Tap it one more time, shuts the flashlight off. You can see Marley at night. Right now, like we talked about, she's at level 25. We can unlock this. It is locked right now, so we can't turn it up or down. The 1D up top is solid. If we want to unlock the level, we need to push down on the dial. So push down and hold it for a few seconds, and then you'll see the 1D is flashing. Now we can change the level to something lower or higher if Marley needs it. As dogs mature and learn the training, sometimes their levels don't need to be as high like they are in the beginning because they're not as pushy and they know your boundaries, so they're not going to try to cross those boundaries anymore. So we are going to set it back to 25. To lock it, you set it at the desired level and then you push down and hold it until the 1D is solid. On the back here we have a little M/C button. You don't need to worry about pushing that. It changes the setting from momentary to continuous. What the difference is, if I push down and hold one of the S buttons, it's just a momentary stimulation. Even if I'm holding it down, if we change it to C, it will continuously stimulate. We don't want to do that on higher levels with Marley. This is rechargeable, so the charging port's on the back right here. Make sure this is shut so debris doesn't get in there and ruin the electronics. Same thing with the collar underneath here. Rechargeable. It'll last about 2 days on a charge if you leave it on all day and turn it off at night, 2 to 3 days. This will start flashing orange or red when the battery is running low. I'll shut it off real quick. So to turn off the collar, tap, you'll see a red light. Turn off the remote, push and hold that button in the back until the screen is dark. So you turn it off at night. You want to turn it on and put it on Marley every day. That way you're consistent and you can consistently communicate with her when she's doing the right thing with rewards, praise, petting, and the incorrect thing with the remote collar. So she can wear it 10 to 12 hours a day, take it off at night. It is waterproof. She can go swimming with it on. You can use it while she's in the water. However, you want to take the collar off, make sure that her skin gets a chance to dry out completely. It's just like wearing a watch. If it gets wet under there, we don't ever take it off. Bacteria can grow. We don't want her getting a skin infection. This is her prong collar. How to take it off. We are going to push one up and down. So I'm not doing this. You're going with the grain of the collar up at an angle like this. Then when you put it back together, you have to squeeze this one. So you put one end in, squeeze the other one, and slide it in like so. So to take it off, go with it, and then you want to put one end in, squeeze the other one like so. The leash hooks onto this end right here, and you use this to pop and release if Marley needs some extra guidance when you're on a walk or working on her commands. The remote collar is the primary correction, but this is to have the leash on to help guide her so that when you're teaching her that you know the rules, it's easier for her to understand because everything's taught through a leash first, remote collar second, so this is more familiar to her because she's known it longer. In the box here, we have her charger. You can charge both at the same time. And then we have this little tool here to tighten the prongs on the remote collar if you need to. Instructions, that way you can go over the collar in greater detail, get to know it. This does have a 2-year warranty, so what you need to do is send an email right here and let them know that you bought a remote collar. That way they can get you registered for the warranty, so if anything happens in the next 2 years, you can get this model replaced. Not that it should break or anything, but just in case. So that is her training. To kind of recap, we want to reward what we like. So if she's doing a really good job, the next 2 weeks I want you to have treats on you at all times. That way you can reward Marley for listening to the commands, because respect doesn't transfer from person to person automatically. We need to show Marley that you understand the rules and you're going to pay her for doing a good job. That way it's not all punishments, it's also rewards. So heel, walk next to me on a loose leash, sit and stay until you're told free, like sit at doorways and sit when I stop at sidewalks. Down, lay down and stay. Place, stay on your boundary and stay. Come when called, and leave it. So those are her commands, and now we're going to show them to you. Marley. Down. Good. Down. Good. Down. Down. Good. Down. Down. Free. Good job. Sit. Sit. Free. Good job. Leave it. Okay. Free. Free. Silly girl. Leave it. Good job. Okay, free. Okay. Place. Good place. Good place. 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 Good place. Good girl. Good place. Free.